Good morning. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me for Rise and Shine with Miko. So, powerful stuff. This morning, when I was sending out an email, I found this amazing quote that says, I'm looking at it on my computer right now. It says, you can spend a lifetime trying to forget a few minutes of your childhood. Really let that sink in. Let that sink into what it says. You can spend a lifetime trying to forget a few minutes of your childhood. How ridiculous is that? And that's the truth. That is an absolute truth, because from all of the conversation I've been having with my clients, with people, my guests on my podcast, I realize, and that it's true for myself too, that whatever you don't heal from your childhood, any trauma, any emotional traumatic experience that you never healed growing up, it is going to continue to run your life no matter how old you get. You can be 60, you can be 70, you can be 45, and you can still be that scared little child who is afraid to get abandoned, who is afraid to get physically abused. Whatever that is, if you didn't heal it, if you didn't release it, it's going to continue to run your life. And how that shows up, it's emotional triggers. Emotional triggers that you experience throughout the day. So for example, it can be so subtle, like it's unconscious. All of these emotional triggers that are coming from your childhood, they are so subtle. It really requires you to be hyper aware to see how those are actually coming from the past, and it's not really who you are in this moment. So for example, I was having this amazing conversation with a guest on my podcast this morning. You guys get to listen to it later, but basically there was a moment in her childhood where she was like the last child that was born, and then she became like this kind of joke that the family talks about, that she is just the accident, right? And at that time, as a little girl, like, you have no idea what that really means, but emotionally it made you feel like you were not important, that you were unloved or unwanted, right? That feeling became a part of her being energetically. So growing up, it doesn't matter how old she is now, that's the story that she's been telling herself her whole life, that she's not important, that she's not wanted. I mean, it was like it's some version of that, right? And then different triggers would show up for her that is all stemming back from that childhood experience. Things like maybe her business is not going the way she wants. She's not getting the results. She's not getting the success. Maybe that would make her feel unwanted or unloved or unimportant, right? I kind of walk her through this exercise. Basically, I told her, what if today you spend beginning today, you spend a whole week where you don't do anything for your business. You don't keep yourself busy. That's like something that she does to keep herself so busy so she doesn't have to go in there and feel that pain again. And I told her, what if you just did exactly the opposite of that, and you just don't do anything, force yourself to just be with you for a whole week? And she said immediately she felt panic. And we dived deep and got to understand, like, why where is this panic coming from? Just to imagine that situation created panic for her. That's how powerful those emotional triggers are within us. So we discovered that, first of all, it has nothing to do with money. She's not worried about money issues, but it's a whole idea of like not being seen by the people that she's serving on social media, on Facebook, on the Facebook group that she's running. She worries that she will literally disappear off the planet, off the radar, if she doesn't show up for work for a whole week. She's afraid that she wouldn't be important, that she wouldn't be needed, right? That's feeling of lack of importance was showing up for her just by imagining that she wouldn't work for a whole week. And that's how powerful it is. That's telling me that there's that trigger in her heart, in her being, that is dictating how she's been running her life for decades, literally decades, right? So whatever that experience you have from your childhood that you never heal, that you never process, that you never fully experience and let it go, it is still running your life today. And it shows up in the way you show up in your relationship. It shows up in your finances, right? And money is a reflection of who we are being, right? If you don't have enough money, then that means somewhere in you feel like you're not good enough, that you're not valuable enough, that you're not going out there and giving your service, right? You're not sharing your gifts with the world because somehow, somewhere you feel like you're not worth it. So that's why it reflects in your money issues. And it also shows up in your physical well-being. And that one reason why people pick up weight is because they feel like they need to hold on to certain emotional, like to hold on to some weight so that they can feel safe, they can feel acknowledged, whatever that is. It's all linked. It's all linked back to who you are being as that foundation, like what's underneath all of that. And we get to really discover it, and it was so powerful for her. We get to really talk about all kinds of fun stuff that she was never fully aware of, but now she is. And now she really get to move forward being empowered, knowing that she doesn't need to be that little girl who is feeling like she's not important anymore. Like that gets to be let go and be the past, and she gets to fully step into like this beautiful radiant woman that she is, without all of those past, without all of those emotional baggage. And you just cannot create from a place where you're constantly trying to protect yourself from your emotional triggers. That is a lot of energy being used to protect yourself. That's a lot of like mental resource that's being expanded to protect yourself from the triggers. When you're constantly in that stressful state, you cannot possibly create a better life that you desire, a life with more abundance, a life with more fulfilling relationship. Like that's just not possible. So really think about that. Take some time today to think about what childhood experiences that created the way that I am being today, and how can I be there to heal that wound, to be there for the little you that is hurting right now, that is still suffering, that is still feeling unloved. How can I be there for him or for her, right? So let me know what showed up for you guys. I would love to hear about your childhood experiences, and one of the best way to process is just to talk about it, to let it out, right? So share with me, share with us in the comments below, and also share this video with anyone that you believe can absolutely benefit them. And it's also a way for you to tell me that you appreciate what I'm sharing. So I'm sending so much love from my heart to you guys. Have a fabulous weekend. I will see you Monday morning for Rise and Shine. Take care.